Remain peaceful today, but you always have to be vigilant. Better safe than sorry. Meanwhile, reparations have been a hot button topic for decades, and the issue is making its way back into the national spotlight. Chicago suburb could be handing out money to Black Americans as early as this spring. BNC's Eric Cox has more.
Just north of Chicago sits Evanston, a suburb well known for the renowned Northwestern University. Now, this Illinois town is making headlines for another reason, becoming the first city in the nation to make reparations a reality for Black Americans.
It's what's due and what's owed.
They're going to find a way to block it, as they always do.
Elisa Pointer and her husband Greg have called Evanston home all their lives. The two of them in disagreement over the city's reparations plan.
What makes us think that they're going to keep their word on this?
Because it has to start somewhere. Just this happening is a change, so we have to focus on that.
The city passed a reparations resolution in November of 2019, the push coming from Black Alderman Ruth Simmons. Following her lead, Evanston committed $10 million. The money coming from a 3% tax on recreational marijuana sales and private donations. The funds will be handed out in $25,000 increments focused on housing, the city compensating Black citizens impacted by redlining. Here's a 1940 map of Evanston. The modern-day Fifth Ward, where the Pointers live, is highlighted in red. The area was once classified as undesirable by the government due to its large Black population. Banks would rarely give out loans to Black families hoping to be homeowners. But starting this spring, Evanston will have the first financially backed reparations program in the entire country.
$10 million is not enough to repair anything. This little program with the housing is not enough to repair anything right now, but it is a start, and you have to start somewhere.
Dino Robinson is an Evanston-based Black historian. His work was instrumental in making the case for reparations.
This first push impacts a small amount of people, but also sets up a template where you can grow and expand from.
Robinson says using marijuana tax money to fund the program is kismet. About 70% of Evanston's marijuana arrests were in the Black community, even though studies show Black and white people consume cannabis at the same rate.
I hope that my children are able to come back here, or grandchildren or great-grandchildren come back here and see a reparations program fully supporting the Black community in amazing ways.
We asked the Pointers how they'd spend their reparations check if selected.
My wife would have to answer with me. As far as
Eric Cox, for Start Your Day.
Hey, I hope it works out for him, Sharon. We've been waiting for reparations for quite some time, but I'm kind of like that brother that was early on in that package. He ain't optimistic whatsoever. We've seen this before. You got to get it past a certain group of senators, and I don't think they're for it, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, he's right to be skeptical because there's a history of wrongs. They're ongoing. But I like the wife, not surprisingly. We have to start looking at it as if it is real. The truth is, it's not just, Spike's production company, 40 acres and a mule. We actually earned it. We deserve it. It belongs to us. And $25,000 doesn't nearly cut it, but it's a start. That's the least of what people in Evanston, Illinois. I went to Northwestern for graduate school, so I know that area. It's a quaint, beautiful town. Again, Midwest. It needs to be real. And we need to, I think, get our minds together, right? Because we talked about indoctrination. It's a favorite word of mine because I think it's real. It doesn't just apply to white people. We, too, have been indoctrinated to believe this is never going to happen. We don't really deserve this. No, we deserve it. Redlining is not just something that you just throw out there. It means we were robbed. That's what it means. Right. And so this is about, when someone says pull yourself up by your bootstraps, well, if your grandma and your grandma's grandma had their property stolen from them, they were pushed out, not given loans, not given opportunities. What are you talking about? So again, we have to continue to educate ourselves, educate each other, educate other people, and demand what is ours. And so I get the Mr. Skepticism, but the wife will do the talking from here, Mike.
Well, look, I want to remain optimistic, and I hope it happens. Look, I never thought we'd see a black president. I never thought we'd see a female as the second most powerful person, a woman, black woman, as the second most powerful woman person in the world. But we've gotten there. But it's ironic that it's the day that Lincoln was inaugurated as the 16th president, Emancipation Proclamation, like you mentioned, the 40 acres and a mule. We have not seen those 40 acres and a mule yet. So then how does the reparations happen? Is it HBCUs, as Joe Biden is throwing out there? But Obama said it best. He wanted reparations. He wanted to talk about it and put it in along in his administration. But he knew what kind of pushback he was going to get from white people. And so he didn't bring it up. So we'll see what happens there. And like you said, I'm going to remain optimistic because you're remaining optimistic. So listen to that. Another thing